Hey everybody, Jeff here, Aromatics, back with another pipe tobacco review. Today I will be reviewing an old one that's been in my cellar for a while, and that is Cornell & Deal's Bourbon Blue. Now this is two little samples that I received way back when they used to give out samples. Does any of you guys remember that, when you used to order, say if you ordered a certain amount of tobacco, then you would get a free sample of whatever they were trying to promote at the time? Well, back then they were trying to promote, Cornell & Deal was promoting this Bourbon Blue. So I found it in one of my jars of mixed vapors. So I thought I would dig it out. It's a nice warm summer day and figured it would be a great tobacco to smoke on a day such as this. Anyway, it is a crumble cake. I'll show you here. Actually, I can show you right here while I'm showing you right here. So it is pressed, and this one's actually pressed super tight. Like, you need a knife to cut it apart, really, and not like the ones today where they just crumble right away. So whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. But it's supposed to help with the aging of the tobacco. And I definitely have to say that a lot of people talk about aging tobacco, and it usually takes maybe a year or so to get some of those, if it's a rough tobacco, to get some of those edges off. But for me, it takes like 5 years or more before you actually taste a really big difference in tobacco. And this one in particular is probably the most radical change of any tobacco I've ever smoked. So when I first got it, it was yellow, like golden. It was a golden Virginia mostly. And it had flavors and a smell of bright hay and grass, a little bit of sharpness, and it smoked the same too. Tasted like hay and grass. Oh, by the way, it is a Virginia, red Virginia, bright Virginia, mostly bright Virginia with some Perique and a little bit of dark fire. But anyway, it tasted like a really grassy vapor. Now, the smell, and I can't really smell much. It's pretty tame. Before it was like a bright hay. Now it's just kind of a mellow, sweet tobacco. So I've got my pipe loaded up, and I'll describe what I'm tasting. I've been smoking it now for a while, and the taste is so much different than when I first got it. Actually using some hemp wick today. Hemp wick burns it's probably the coolest flame you can get for lighting a pipe or cigar. And since it's a hot day, figured it would be appropriate, especially for Virginia. So on the first light, sweet. Really sweet. So getting flavors of brown sugar, no hay at all. Oh, and it's also got a light bourbon topping. Forgot to mention that. So brown sugar, almost like a caramel apple is what it reminds me of. There's no real apple flavor, but it's got that kind of, just that feeling of a sweet caramel apple. As you smoke it down, at first it's very light, and as you smoke it down, it starts to pick up in flavor. You can get a little bit of the Perique spice, just a little bit. It just gives it some strength. It's not really much of a spice at all. More of a body. So mostly just sweet taste. The best way I can describe it is if I describe some other tobaccos. So if you like an aged Scudo, it's kind of got that sweet plummy, that's a good, like a sugar plum. So some sugar plum. When I'm smoking it, at first it was reminding me, what is this reminding me of? And two tobaccos, other tobaccos came to mind. One is Russ Ouellette's Firestorm, which also kind of has a sweet plum, cinnamony taste, as well as I have some aged St. James Woods from McClelland's that I reviewed a long time ago and mentioned that was super sweet. This tastes that's the same kind of sweetness without the ketchupy taste. Maybe also if you have any aged Peter Stokkebye's Bullseye Flake, or New Minster's Navy Flake. But wow, what a change from when it first came out. When I first got it, like fresh. But believe it or not, I personally don't really like it that much. I don't really like that sweet plummy taste. It's a little too mild for me. I actually like the grassy hay, the fresh taste. I don't like rough, like tobacco that's not been properly processed, but I do like tobacco that's fresh. But for you people that just love the aged stuff, if you have any and you've forgotten about it, dig some out. Yeah, I think you might be impressed. Because I don't think this really got that great of reviews when it first came out, but I think if people actually, dug some out that's been aged for 5 years or more, this is probably around that time, I'm guessing, about 5 years age. 2018, I think. Then you might like this. Smoke's good. It takes a little bit to get started at first, but then once it gets lit and you've smoked it for about 5 minutes, it burns really good. So, has any of you guys tried this? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll see you on my next one. Till then, Aromatics, signing out.